What's up, YouTube? Bubbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope everybody had a great weekend, great Monday, good start to the week, and a great Tuesday. We got Tuesday over with, guys. The football games were crazy this weekend. Lots of injuries. It's a mess right now. A lot of talk of whether it was due to lack of preseason, that sort of thing. But it was definitely a mess. So hope everybody is doing good out there and not getting themselves in a bunch of mess. I was sitting here, had the Nats game pulled up. We just pulled a walk-off. Took two from Philly today. They beat them last night. If we can't make the playoffs, might as well knock out the rival, right? So, what is up, Sean? I got this video for you on your suggestion, man, with the Mbappe. I just kind of want to do this as a kind of like a tutorial kind of video for people that may not want to dump money into the market tools or might have a PC that they want to keep track of, that sort of thing. I actually have another little bit over here. So we're going to use the 2018 Prizm Kylian Mbappe. This is the site that I use, guys, when I do my research, and I'll go ahead and show you how to get to it. It's pwccmarketplace.com. You go here, make you an account, sign in. It's free. You go over here to research, go to market price research, and then if you see right here, it actually goes from 04 to 2020. So from my understanding, all of the market tools that are out there, I think, to my knowledge, they only go back like 90 days, which, in theory, that's a good amount of time. But if you're wanting to look up, say you bought a card last October, and you want to keep track, you're like, hey, I want to sit down and do my PC. I want to see what the prices have done. What you paid for it. And you wanted to do like a quarterly example of how that card is done. Or, maybe you wanted to buy a card and you missed out on it, so you wanted to go back and say, okay, how much was it again when I was targeting? You can go back, look at that, that sort of thing. What I like about it is when I do some of these videos, I can go back 1 year and show just how much the market has swung in that year time frame. So that's why I like this. So obviously when you pull it up, it pulls up Mickey Mantle. We're not looking at Mickey Mantle. We're going to go ahead and put in here with the 2018 Prizm Kylian Mbappe. Okay. So right here, it has newest first. You can select auction only, buy it now, or you can do a combination of both. One thing I'm going to suggest, because I've showed you all with 130 point, that when you're looking at buy it now prices, or it'll say best offer or whatever, if the seller sends the buyer an offer, it doesn't track that data properly. So say you listed a card for $3,000 but you only wanted, you were only trying to get 1,200 out of it. And you, as the seller, you had some watchers on it, and so you sent one of your watchers a $1,200 offer. It's only going to show, like, it's going to show it just crossed out, and it'll say best offer accepted, $3,000. That's why sometimes the listing price and the best offer price is the same thing. Yes, Scott Mark, it is a free sign up, and this actually, like I said, this goes back 16 years. It's not a 90-day thing, it's not a 14-day thing. It shows market data all the way back. That's why I like doing this. That's why I like going ahead and just doing the legwork. Sure, the tools make it easier. A lot of people like them, but if you like statistics, if you like data, this is a great way to do it, and it's completely free. So anyway, what I like to do, so instead of going fixed price and getting those false data points where a seller might have sent the buyer an offer, and when it strings over the data to 130 point or this tool or the other tools, and it doesn't show what the actual sell price is, I go with a realized value, and that would be auction. That way I eliminate any false data that's in there. So I just go with the auction. Obviously Kylian wasn't back in 04. Sean suggested we do till January, back to January. So I'm going to take this bar and I'm going to move it all the way over so we only have 2020 sales. That'll eliminate everything else. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it for items per page to 250. So as you see here, this goes to September 21st. Today is obviously the 22nd. So that's also why I have this up, just so we can reference to today's date. Because this doesn't, it's not real-time update. So obviously we have this here. We can go back to January by going to oldest first. And here we are starting out in January. So we have a bunch of graded ones. I'm guessing, Sean, do you want to just do the base, raw base as the guide? Or you want to do a PSA 10? Which way do you want to look at it? I'm not as familiar. I know this card is very popular. What's very interesting here is you could buy this in an SGC 10. And that's actually the Hyper in January for $60. I am pretty sure that's probably went up a lot. Alright, so base. Alright, so here, let's see if this will... The tricky part with Prizm is there's so many parallels. If you just type base, you're going to miss some listings. So we're going to have to scroll through. And I will say for the tools, that would be an easier option because you could just select base on there. But we're talking free here, guys. So let's see. Right here, we have a base. Nope, that's not a base. That is not a base. Let's see. Did anybody even sell the base back then? Alright, here we go. Alright, so we have a $61 sale right here, but this is actually in March, which is very odd. This card did not have a lot of auction sales until March. So that's something else you can see by doing this. So here is one for 61. Here is one for 77. That's the Hyper. Laser. Okay, and here's 61. So we have two 61s, a 67. Here's another 61. Here's a 57. So what you can do here, if you want, we could just say, hey, 61 looks like the average. You could go to Google Sheets, or if you have Excel, I use Google Sheets because we don't have the Microsoft Office. And you could actually go through and log them all and get an accurate data average across every single sale if you wanted to. What we're going to do here, just to show examples. So we're going to start this in March, since that's where we found the most sales at right here. So I go over here to my slides. I go to Google Slides, and we're going to do March 2020. And we're going to do average equals $61. So now we have that. And if you wanted to go through and do like the PSA 10 sales, you could add that data on here and compare the raw to the PSA 10s, that sort of thing. Okay, so now what I normally like to do is go on a quarterly thing. So if we're here at March, let's go ahead. We'll go March, April, May. Let's go to June. It does feel like 20 years. That's when the world was semi-normal. March. Okay, so let's go to June. Alright, so here we are, June 1st. Now, you can already see June 1st, this had a $142 price. You had one here for 87, 96, 87, 82. Now, again, I'm sure you guys know already. You could sit and, go on Google Sheets, go through every sale here. And I'm just doing this so I'm not sitting here for 3 hours showing y'all, because I'm sure you understand. But you could go take that sale, and go through and then do your average, and that would give you the average. Just for basis of example, and what we have here, let's just go with, I would say 80. We'll go with this 87 because that looks like the most common one here. Now, what I like about this, and especially when I'm doing videos, if you guys do videos, you can type all kinds of data in here. You could do 100 sales in March, average sales $61, PSA 10s this much, and that shows you guys. When I'm doing these videos, I make this slideshow and I can just go, slide by slide and show y'all. So what I do here, you click this little arrow and it'll let you bring up another one. Now let's go June 2020 and we'll do average equals $87. Okay? So I'm just doing this as a basic, just simple thing to kind of show you guys how, some things to do on here. Alright, so we hit June up. Now, with this, you got 61 and 87. So you could do 61 divided by 87. Alright, so with this, I'm sure you guys probably know math already. But, and I don't have to tell you this, but all you gotta do is take this sale divided by this sale. So take your 61 divided by 87, comes up with this. Now it's not a 70%, it would be a 30% increase, or 130%, whatever. Alright, let's go ahead. Now, I only did a few examples there, and as we know, this market has been crazy as hell, so it could definitely fluctuate from one day, you know, to 10 days later. It could have been a lot more. So we just did June, obviously 3 months, because I like doing the quarterly. I mean, if you want to do this month by month, you can simply do this the same way. I mean, hell, look at here. Mid-August, this card was up over $400, $500. So it jumped, and that's why I like looking at this. June, it was under $100. August, it was over $500. So that's one reason I like getting on here and looking at all of this, because it definitely shows a crazy jump. I mean, here we are in August. Now, as you see here, these are, you know, $400 to $500, but now I took a peek. I cheated before I got on here just to see what this was at. And if you go here to September, so it was down to 300 in the beginning of September. Actually, that one went for 168. Here you go, 240. You can see the downswing. Let's see. Here's the graded. You're back down to oh, that's not the right one. Never mind. That's the insert or whatever. Here, beginning of September, it started creeping back down towards 200. Let's see. 236, 157. So just in that middle of August range to now, you know, to right here in the beginning of September, like I was talking about, a week or so ago, that mid-August to beginning of September swing, you can see it right here. You know, it's like 50% drop already. 255. You had a strong sale there at 293. 204. Now let's go ahead and go to today, or current, and anything that says read on it, don't go with that. Okay, right here. So the current, the most recent raw base that doesn't have anything like this, read or whatever, the sale would be at 223. So even though it dropped and we skipped over that August, you got a 223 there, a 242. So you're going to be at around a 235 average with that, a 237. So we'll go 235. Okay, so September. average equals 235. Alright, so once again, you would take this 87 divided by 235. Now you're at, what the hell did I just do? Is that right? 87 divided by, okay, so now you're at, wait, okay, my brain's going wrong here. What am I doing wrong? I just, my brain went blank on me here. It's 270%. Okay, yeah, that would be right. All right. I don't know why people. It's 270% increase since June. I had to stop and think a minute. So right here, you would take the 235 divided by the 87. Where I screwed up is the other one I went 61 divided by 87. And I always, when I'm doing these numbers and I make my little spreadsheets and all that stuff and do these videos for you, I actually go back and check it several times. Plus I have note paper that I'm sitting here writing a bunch of numbers down when I do it. So this helps you because when, like, I heard someone say, how can I track my PC? Well, if you had like Google Sheets or Excel, you know, every month or every 3 months or whatever, if you wanted to track from the time you purchased that card or what you purchased it at, you could look, has it risen, has it fell? If you happen to look in August, obviously right now, it would have a decline. Now, people like the graphs. They like the line charts and all that stuff, and that's where this comes in, okay? This is Spark from Adobe. You can make free graphs on here. All you got to do, it comes up with this pet industry stuff or whatever, but you can do Kylian, Mbappe, Prizm, and then just name it, you know, March, June, September. Take that out. Take that out. Alright, so September we had 235. June we said 87. And then March was 61. So here you have a graph form. Now if you like the line graphs, you can go like that. And you can change your colors, you know, all that sort of thing, whatever. And you actually have the graphs. Now, obviously if we had did July, August, September, all that stuff. Then you could get more of your points if you wanted to go and do it a week-to-week thing where, say you have a YouTube channel and there's a card that you want to keep track of on a week-to-week basis. You could keep this data, each week, pull it up, and then graph your whatever card you're tracking. Now, what I do with this to show you guys when I do them, go here to the snip tool, which you probably already are aware of this too. Snip this. Okay, now I can just save it. Mbappe graph. Go back over here to my presentation. Just make a new one here. Insert image. And there we go. Slide that down, and then you can go to present, and have everything right there to do a video or whatever. So like I said, this isn't in depth. I mean, we could sit here and go through that video. I don't know if you guys remember the video I did with Ronald Acuna. I did the Zions, all of that. I'll have to see. Let me see if I can find it in here real quick. That was one step back, dude. I had a list here. I didn't title it, obviously. But anyway, I took and I listed everything. I went through every single one of these. I had fun doing it. Yes, it takes a lot of time. Are the tools easier? Sure. But if you're trying to keep track of your PC, if you're trying to, do a YouTube video and you don't want to spend the money each month, it's easy to do. I pulled this up because, like I said, that doesn't go to today's date, so we could go on here even and see what any are sold today. Sports cards, you could just leave, dude. Do you see me typing in chat? You are confused. There, I took care of them. I don't know why anybody, people must not have anything better to do. Go watch the Lakers game. Anyway, y'all know about 130 point. I'm typing and talking. My hands are right here, but messages are appearing. I'm magic. I am freaking magic. But y'all know about 130 point. So if you want to go and pull, obviously you would have to convert this because I don't know Canadian currency off the top of my head. I'm trying to see while I'm here an example of what I was talking about. Let's see. Right here. This is the example I was talking about in the beginning of the video. You see how it says sale price $1,049, best offer accepted $1,049. This is what I was saying with the tools. Even 130 point PWCC would show the same data. This sale right here would be a sale where the seller sent the buyer an offer, and they don't pull that data over. It shows that a best offer was accepted, but the best offer price is actually, it shows it as the listed price. It's a little flaw in all of these pricing things. Here's another one, 160, but best offer 160. This actually sold less than 160, but it doesn't show that. Here's another one, 149. With seller offers now, and it not showing that, the data can be misconstrued. That's why when I go over here, I just do auction. And I'll show y'all, we can actually match it up. Let's go fixed price. Okay, that one was what was that, 1,049. Yeah, right here. So I'll use this one right here. 1,049. It was on September 19th. It was for a PSA 10. So if you look right here, see what I'm talking about, guys? If I used the buy it now prices, this is going to show me 1,049. Just like this is saying 1,049. And I'll even pull this up. Right there, 3506 is the serial number. 3506 is the serial number. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to look for pricing comps, or if you're trying to pull data. Keep in mind, if it is a best offer and the sale, where it says right here sale price and best offer price, if they are the same, that means that price is inaccurate, because that would be me listing something, somebody watching it, and me sending an offer, and they accept the offer. So, and I'm 99.9% sure that the pricing tools are getting the same data, because they use the same formula, of pulling over the eBay sales prices. So when they're showing them graphs and all that stuff, those average sales and everything are obviously off because of this. What if that sold for $800? That's going to drop, this one's at 1,000. I mean, that's only $50 difference. But let's say this seller just needed some money and they sold it for $800. Well, that's going to change your pricing. So that's just something to keep in mind. None of this data is 100% accurate. None of it. I don't care if what tool you're using. I don't care if you're doing it yourself. None of it is accurate. It is all just for comps, examples, that sort of thing. And quite honestly, I just like to show you guys. I don't like to show the 2-week time period. I like going back, showing 3 months, 6 months, whatever, to get a better idea of the shift, especially in 2020, of what this market has done. Showing 2 weeks, well, we know what's happened in the last 2 weeks, but people forget what happened 3 months ago, or 6 months ago, or hell, even last month. JJ forgets yesterday. And Mr. Jordan, you whooped my ass, brother. Good job. You whooped my ass in fantasy, but I was still rooting yesterday even though I was down 100 points. So anyway, none of it is accurate. This is all just for, comparison purposes. I don't care what tool you're using out there. I don't care what you're looking at. I'm going to tell you, I went, what day was it? It was one day last week. I had to run to a town about an hour away from here. And JC, I don't know if he's watching, but shout out to JC. When he talked about finding cards at, what is that, Barnes & Noble, I went in just to look to see if ours had any. And I couldn't find any cards, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab a Beckett real quick. And I sat down and looked at the Beckett, and I'm going to tell you, if you look at a Beckett and you look at eBay, holy crap. I just happened to go on and look to see what Lamar Jackson's Prizm was in the Beckett. It's $80. Beckett value, $80. And I'm going to be honest with you, Beckett might have the most accurate pricing of what cards should be worth today. I could see that being an $80 card. But in this inflated market in 2020, that gets shot out the window by 3x, 4x, whatever. Don't apologize, Mr. Jordan. That was an ass whooping for sure, man. But my team all the way around sucked this week, except somehow I still beat Jay Michelin. So, hey, call it luck, call it whatever. I won. A W is a W, right? So yeah, if you guys ever have any questions, and this is just a quick tutorial, if you want me to go in further, just showing y'all how I do it, showing you these kind of tools, doing the charts, that sort of thing. Obviously, I didn't sit here and type out all of the data. It's 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night. This would have to be a weekend thing for me to actually sit down and go through, sale by sale by sale by sale. But I'm going to tell you, and not knocking anybody that pays for the tools, not, if that's what they want to do and they got the expendable income to do that, so be it. It's easy, whatever. But I have fun doing this. I enjoy doing these videos for you guys. I enjoy sports cards. I enjoy doing the research. And I'm going to tell you, if any of y'all watch Gary Vee, that man preaches. Do your homework. Do your research. Spend 100 hours of research before you get into something. That man talks about doing research. Okay? Now, from videos, multiple people are seeing multiple different tools. Those tools doesn't give you all of this data. It doesn't tell you how did someone list this card. It doesn't tell you that the $100 sale had read in the title. It doesn't. There's lots of things that those tools do not give you the information on. And just like Sean said, as I'm just sitting here scrolling, you can see all of the different, the differences in prices just from scrolling through here. Those little line graphs, they don't tell the whole story. And the cool thing with PWCC, let's look up 2019 Prizm Basketball Blaster. You can look up wax. You know, I can pull up wax, mosaic, Prizm draft, illusions, Prizm. You can look up all of this stuff. Hell, this might even be on here. Cardboard gold. Look, I could go through and tell you what the market data is doing on card savers. Okay? Do y'all want to know the market data on card savers? Right now they're going pretty steady at $65 a box. There was one that sold for $100. You know, you can you can find all of this stuff. You know, it's more to it than just pulling up PSA 10 of Zion Williamson, PSA 10 John Morant. You can find all kinds of information. Look, how about this? I told y'all Mickey Mantle was on here, you know, right in the beginning, right? So let's expand our time zone back. Let's go to oldest. Look how much a Mickey Mantle cost back in 2004. Don't we wish we had picked up a 52 tops Mickey Mantle back in 2004? It's not showing me the photos, unfortunately, but let's see. A 52 tops Mantle PSA 4. PSA 4. 28.50. You think you could pick that up anymore? Shoot. There's rookies from this year selling more than that. And that's a PSA 4 Mickey Mantle. Let's look at that today. Today, $42,000. Don't we wish we had bought one in 2004? That's why I like this. I can look and see what was I dumb enough that dumb and didn't buy in 2004 or 2010 or 2012. Let's look at this. How about this? 2011 update Mike Trout. But let's key this in to 2011. So that was actually boxes. Let's go over here to 2012. We'll space it out. Look at the price of Trout. PSA 10 Mike Trout, December 23rd, 2012, $75. If y'all ever watch those back pages and he says, I bought this 7 years ago, and you're thinking, holy crap, look what that man has. You know, thousands of dollars of cards. And he's like, yeah, I've had it for 6 to 7 years. Perfect example. $65 on a Mike Trout PSA 10. I mean, it's just crazy. Look, five Mike Trout raw, $55 for 5 of them. It's crazy. It's just crazy to look back on. And these people back then that were picking these up and what they have today, if they still have them. And you can't do that with the data tools. You can't do that with the data tools. You know, you're not going back 8, 10, 15 years. I mean, some people might not care. Some people might not have any care in the world of what happened in 2012 on a Mike Trout. You know, what did they used to sell for? And that's perfectly fine. But some of us that enjoy looking at that type of thing, this is very, very useful. And PJ, those Trouts right now, that is a PSA 10. It's over $3,000. $75 in 2012, $3,000 to $4,000 in 2020. So, you could have spent $750 and bought 10 of them back then and have $30,000 today. So, I mean, people, this is like, if you can do research and if you could hold stuff like that, holy cow. It just shows how much potential there really is in this industry. I mean, that's less than $1,000 that somebody could have spent back then to have a brand new car today. You know, they could be going to the car lot and buying a $30,000 car that they had $750 invested in. So, crazy, crazy stuff. If you do this correctly, if you learn the market, learn players, like Sean is into soccer. That's a market I really don't know, but it's a market that he potentially today, when it's just kind of getting hot, could pick up on a player that maybe isn't that much. In 5 years, he might have several $1,000s. Or, you know, that was the one I was just getting ready to say, Amari, is Juan Soto. Think about Juan Soto today. What is he, $200, $250, something like that? 5 to 10 years, he might be $2,000. You have to look at those players that have that potential to just be great. Not be hype, but be great. And there's some guys out there, you just have to find them. And don't let somebody else tell you about them, because if you wait for somebody to tell you that this guy is good, you've already missed the boat, because you're going to have everybody else rushing because they're listening to the same person. And really, just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. Go look for somebody that nobody else is really into. I'll use an example, and I'm not telling you, hey, hold on, buy this guy and hold on to him. But I'm just going to use this as an example. I threw out Eloy Jimenez last night because you can pick his Topps rookie cards up for $5 to $10 right now. And I put his stats up, and they're very comparable outside of, maybe some defensive metrics and stolen bases, but offensively, he's very comparable to Fernando Tatis. However, Tatis sells for 5 to 6x of what Eloy sells for. So I just made a comment, I talked about him before, I don't know, a month or so ago. I had mentioned his name, and then I seen he hit another home run last night, so I pulled up and was comparing, batting averages and all that, and I was like, wow, Tatis has been cold, but Eloy's prices hasn't reflected that. Now, am I sitting here to say Eloy Jimenez is going to be, $3,000 in 8 years? No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying there are players out there that have potential to increase, over time. But don't let someone tell you who to go get. Because I have 4 admirers, Ziggy. I ain't worried about it, brother. Thumbs down just mean I'm doing something right, man. Haters are going to consistently hate, and I don't care. If I got 5 people I helped and 4 people I didn't help, then I did something right because I helped 5 people. So whatever. Chris Lindsay, I do not like to mention Machado's name at all. Long story on Machado. I have a Machado that I paid a lot of money for because I was in breaking, and I chased him in one product, and I never hit one. And then I stopped chasing him in that product, bought the Orioles in another product, and I hit one. So I dislike Machado a lot, but I've held that card just because that card trolled me so bad. So I will never sell it. But yeah, Wilson, go look at Wilson's Prizm rookies. Holy cow. They are way up. But does anybody have any questions? Because while I'm here, and the one reason I like doing these live videos is I can answer questions. Questions about how I pull any of this up. Questions about, the spreadsheet thing, the chart thing, any of this. Do you have any questions? And guys, I just want to say, don't worry about the people that are thumbs down, everything else, all that other mess. That's YouTube drama nonsense that I don't really care. There's a lot of stuff that's going on out there. People may think that I'm blind to it or deaf to it or that I'm just dumb, but I'm not. I know a lot of stuff that goes on. I choose to ignore it, and quite honestly, I do this to have fun. I do this to try to help people, and I do this to make friends. And I've met some good friends. There's been, things like this, a note from somebody, telling me they appreciate what we do, messages, emails that we get from people. Those 4 thumbs down, that don't mean anything, man. I don't care if I get 10 people on here a night that appreciate what I do, want to hang out, talk, whatever. It ain't about popularity. It ain't about who's right, who's wrong. I don't sit here and do this to try to become famous. That's not what this is about. That's not who I am about. I do this to have fun, talk to you guys, make some friends, and try to help y'all out. So if people want to dislike somebody because they're trying to help people out, they got bigger issues because they're not affecting it. Whatever. So what? So it is what it is. But all of you that get in here and appreciate it and thank me, and that's what all this is about, man. So, is there any questions? And Jay Michelin, I think if Wilson can stay hot, I think you're going to be sitting pretty well, my friend. Amari, I haven't picked up any Julio, but I did get a couple Hopkins and I got some Devontae Adams. I didn't grab any Julio. In fact, I actually sold Julio, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe I screwed up, but it's too late now. I think I have a couple others of his, but I did sell his Prizm because I was like, long story. I sold it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I was like, wait a second, these wide receivers might catch some steam. So I have to laugh at myself on that. Got Mark. I apologize, brother. I let you down. My team lost. So I'm sorry, man. I ruined your prediction show again because I should have won and I lost. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a great night. Trust me, I might struggle a little bit falling asleep with those downvotes. But it's okay, you know. I'll eventually get my eyes closed. I'll wipe the tears. I'll snuggle tight with my blankie, and I'll eventually fall asleep. It's okay. But I hope y'all have a great night, man. I really do appreciate y'all. I love doing this. I love having fun with y'all. Anytime y'all got a question, feel free to hit me up. And if I don't know the answer, I will try to find somebody who does for you. Hopefully we get a big, large, huge stack of slabs back soon, because that is going to be so much fun. A lot of work, but so much fun. And I'm really excited to see what everybody gets with their grades. But I hope y'all have a great Wednesday, man. Let's get through the hump of the week. And remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out. And she's not gonna cry.